Having the opportunity to be an Equity Fellow in 2016 was one of the absolute highlights of my career. It was an amazing privilege to have a whole year doing research on a project that I was really interested in and really passionate about. I come from a professional staff background at universities, working in student support services, developing strategies for student success. I'd worked with on-campus students, I'd worked with off-campus students. And through my work with off-campus students, I became particularly interested in the online student experience. And I just thought this would be a fantastic opportunity to hopefully make a difference on a bigger scale. So I was able to put down on paper the research project I wanted to do, send it off in my application, and to my absolute delight, I was chosen as an Equity Fellow. And from that, all sorts of other opportunities have come. Doing the research itself for the fellowship, as I say, was just a joy. But then the report itself, the findings, the guidelines that came out of that, have then sort of propelled me into a whole other area of work that I wouldn't otherwise have probably contemplated. And so now I'm involved in other people's research projects, further research with online students, various projects in the student success area, consultancy work, and I just really enjoy it and really thank the National Centre for Student Equity in Higher Education for giving me the opportunity to do what I've done. Part of the fellowship is doing a secondment with the Australian Government Department of Education. So I spent about 3 weeks with the Department of Education with their equity section, and it was such an interesting experience for me. I had had very little, if anything, to do with the Department of Education before on that sort of personal level and on that kind of direct level. And it was great to meet all the people involved and to just find out a bit more about how the department operates. And I think we learned from each other because they asked me to do a couple of presentations, one on the equity project itself, but another on how student support services work in universities, because they said they didn't really know much about that. So it was great because we were able to share our knowledge and learn from each other. So I would really recommend that placement as well as another way of getting a bigger perspective on what the Department of Education does.